All right, welcome back to the podcast Two Protects One, and we're back. So, I've had an extended couple weeks off, okay? Got sick, kids got sick, wife was sick in there somewhere along the line. She was sick too. Started a home renovation project, and then just recently got a new puppy. So, it's just been constant up and down, battling back and forth, the deal, life. And it's fun, man. I've had a blast. I love life. I love my kids. I love my family. Sometimes I'm busy, but I am glad to be back. Okay. Because I wanted to do a video today. I wanted to, talk about Joe Biden's State of the Union address to the American people last night. And I believe that it was just one political message or a campaign message. Okay. That's really what it was. And I think that the more people realize that 99.9% of the stuff that he said last night was a fucking lie, the quicker they realize that, the quicker they'll realize that they're being screwed over. So uh, I watched I watched a little bit of it last night, okay? I watched like a minute of it or a couple minutes of it or something like that, and it just pissed me off. Like I couldn't keep watching it. In the first, I think 60 seconds, he blamed Donald Trump, blamed MAGA, and blamed January 6 people. So, I mean, I don't know, State of the Union, I would say the State of the Union is confusion, state of confusion. Like we have so many eggs in so many baskets that this country is just desolate. I mean, the inner cities are going to shit. Um, you know, there's crime all over the place. Crime rates are surging. Prices are through the roof. There's an open border. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. The more I look at it and the more I see like how dumb people are, like I honestly feel like there's not a lot of hope. There's not a lot of hope. And last night I got a little, I would say a little black pilled, and I was gonna actually do a live stream last night. I thought, it might be a good idea to do a live stream and just, kind of go over this as, Joe's talking and, kind of prove him wrong as he's going along. And I'm so glad I didn't because I would have said a bunch of stupid shit. And the main reason why I'm recording a video and doing a live stream right now is because I don't want to say the wrong thing. Okay. And the way I am is I'm a little fucking hot headed. Okay. I say some stupid shit. All right. And it's not, it's not good. It's not good. Okay. There's one way to tell the truth and try to lead people in the right direction. And then there's another of just absolutely fed posting. And I don't want to do that because if I told you how I really felt, you probably wouldn't look at me right. All right. I think that we in this country are in trouble. We're in trouble. I mean, you might as well throw up a big red flag that says, fuck, we're in some shit. We're in some shit, boys. And I don't know how else to explain it. And The more I look at it, the more I think about Joe Biden, the Biden administration, and how screwed up it's been. It's crazy, man. How are we here? How are we here? And it's not just Democrats, it's Republicans too. I mean, for the last 3 years, we've had nothing but political theater from Republicans, and it's been despicable, to be totally honest with you. It's uh it's like watching a B-rated movie with Republicans. Like I mean, they're not sending their best, okay? They're not sending their best. And it just looks bad. Like it looks like we are out of touch with reality. Now, I know there was like one lady last night, and I can't remember her name. I'm gonna try to look. I think I saved the video or something in here last night. Yeah, and we're gonna talk about it, but Katie Britt, yeah, out of Alabama or something. She's some kind of senator, I think from Alabama. But like, dude, she's way like, I mean, I understand it sounded very robotic. It sounded very dry, but there still are a lot of like Republican uh straight edge people out there that probably took this message to heart, and probably, a lot of boomers out there, they probably like this message and stuff. But God, we got to come up with something with more substance. We got to have something with more substance. And we'll talk a little bit more about this here in a minute. But really, I want to talk about Joe Biden and his state of confusion addressed to the American people, which he got up, and I don't know how long he went because I quit fucking watching it. But I think somebody said like an hour. Well, he's up there for an hour, just, you know, very angry about how we need to fund Ukraine, that MAGA and Donald Trump is a threat to our democracy. And and I've said this so many times on my podcast, whose democracy is he talking about? Whose democracy is Joe Biden talking about? Why are we still talking about a democracy? We are a constitutional republic. Okay, we are not a fucking democracy. And I can't explain, or I can't keep explaining that to people. Like, look, dude, we are not this make believe democracy that people think we are. And we've adjusted in a lot of areas, and we've been blinded by our own government. Like, we don't work for the people don't work for the government. The government works for us. And the founding fathers knew that we could keep the constitution, or we could have a constitutional republic as long as we could keep it. And I can't remember, I think it was one of the presidents said that, and I can't remember which one it is. But we can have a constitutional republic. We can have the Bill of Rights. We can have, all the amendments. Okay. We can have all that stuff as long as we can keep it. And I'm telling you right now, out of the 30 some years I've been alive, I've never seen this country in this bad a shape. Even back when 9/11 happened, even back in 2015, 2012, like the Obama era, the Obama era, back in those days, I mean, it was getting bad, but it's like, oh my God. It was like Donald Trump got in there, and it was like shit just kind of calmed down for a while. It was like smooth sailing. The smooth sounds of Donnie J. Okay, and that's basically what it was. It was like, "Oh, man, there's a bunch of riots and, stuff like Antifa's doing a bunch of stupid stuff, but we are prospering. My bank account looked good. I mean, I didn't have any problems in that area." All of a sudden, COVID in 2019, 2020 happened, and it's like riots in the street, BLM, Antifa, people dying, COVID, the vaccine. And I'm telling you, 2020 is going to go down as one of the most critical years that has ever happened in this country. And it screwed things up, and it changed shit forever. And I believe that a lot of stuff changed back in 2001 when the 9/11 happened. So when 9/11 happened, a lot of shit changed. Okay. And I felt like this country will never be the same. after the riots and COVID, and then January 6th happened. And January 6th, in my opinion, was like a walk in the park compared to any BLM or Antifa riot. And you can say, well, that's just because that's your side of politics. No, I seen the videos. I seen the cities lit on fire. I seen people getting shot in the streets. Okay. I seen the MAGA person arguing with, I think it was Antifa, and they shot him dead right there in the middle of the street. And then I think it was David Dorn. I think that's his name. He's a retired cop. He was helping somebody with a pawn shop, or he owned the pawn shop. I can't remember specifics. But he was shot. He was shot. He went down to check on the pawn shop, and some BLM rioter or somebody in that mix of riots and looting shot and killed that guy. Retired cop, black man. And it's like, I don't know, shit just changed, man. And I feel like more and more this country wants us divided, but also the people aren't helping any. Okay? All we care about is lawless shit. We care about fucking pussy and money and weed and drugs and getting bitches and nice rides and, all this stupid shit. Like, and I mean, you see it. I mean, they've already poisoned this next generation. You think Generation X and the millennials were bad? Gen Z is like, it's become insane. And the next generation, I believe, is going to be worse if we don't do something. And that's what I try to do with my kids. I try the best I can to teach them morals, values, responsibility, hard work, pushing forward in life when shit doesn't go your way, not having complete mental breakdowns. And I think that helps. That helps them. And I'm hoping that they can turn the corner and they can be the next generation. But anywho, that's enough with me. That's the longest damn intro. I just did a 12-minute intro and didn't even tell you any, didn't even really talk about or show any videos. So I'm back. I got a lot of shit to say. I haven't been here for a while. Okay. Calm down. Give me a break. I don't know if anybody's even giving me shit, but give me a break, bro. The frick. All right, so let's watch the very first video I have today, which is kind of hilarious. I mean, I don't know. Joe Biden is a fucking idiot. Joe Biden has to be the biggest retard I've ever seen in my life, okay? One of the biggest puds I've ever seen in my life. And constantly they're talking about January 6th. Well, January 6th was the biggest threat on our democracy since the Civil War. Like, shut the fuck up. You had a bunch of grandmas and grandpas taking a sightseeing tour. Okay. Were there some rowdy individuals? Okay. In the crowd? I'm sure there was. Okay. But nobody died that day. No matter how many times the media tries to lie to you, no cop died during January 6th. Only one person died, and that was Ashley Babbitt. Okay. And she was a Trump supporter. And she tried to climb through a window and they shot and killed her. Okay. Was it the smartest decision? Probably not. Did she need to be shot? No. Okay. Now, if the roles were reversed, that cop was black and the person that climbed through the window was white. If the roles were reversed, that cop would be going to prison for the rest of his life. Okay. Or if that was like a Democrat climbing through that window and a white cop shot that person, they'd be in prison for life. Okay. So, anywho, let's see what good old Joe had to say about January 6th last night. And this was like at the beginning of his speech. All right. So,
about the 2020 election and the plots to steal the election posed a great, gravest threat.
First off, he's a fucking idiot. Well, let me backtrack here because it kind of went right in the middle of it. All right, let's listen to it again.
About the 2020 election and the plots to steal the election posed a gravest threat to U.S. democracy since the Civil War. But they failed.
It posed the greatest threat to democracy since the Civil War, but they failed. What exactly were we trying to fucking do, Joe? Because I definitely don't think it was a failure. I think it was, a protest that maybe got a little bit out of hand in some areas, but for the most part, it was a peaceful protest. It was like a peaceful festival outside. Okay. Now, I've always said that if the people from January 6th were actually armed and dangerous and they went onto the Capitol grounds and wanted to overtake it, I'm sorry. I know some of those people. I know the type of people that are in those crowds. I would hate to say that I hate to say this, but you probably still wouldn't have access to it today. And a lot of people will say, "Oh, that's stupid. Why would you say that? What's your what's your little weapons going to do against the American military?" And it's like, okay, what makes you think that the military would actually go into the Capitol and kill its own citizens? So Joe is automatically just speaking a bunch of bullshit that he knows nothing about. A threat to our democracy. They failed. Shut the fuck up, Joe.
America stood. America stood strong and democracy prevailed. We must be honest. The threat to democracy must be defended. My predecessor and some of you here seek to bury the truth about January 6th. I will not do that. This is the moment to speak the truth and to bury the lies. Here's the simple truth. You can't love your country only when you win.
Now, if you go back, okay, to 2016 when Donald Trump won the election, and there's countless videos of Democrats saying that the election was rigged and that Donald Trump is an illegitimate president. I mean, I don't just make this shit up. Go look, go find it. I could probably pull it up on Twitter for you in like 2 seconds. Okay? But it's just crazy to think that Joe Biden would get up there and say something stupid like that. Like, you are literally trying to provoke people. And you think that we have a short-term memory, and we really don't. We're not stupid, Joe. Okay? We're not stupid. You might think we're stupid, but we're not stupid. We remember all the Democrats' bullshit after Donald Trump won the election.
As I've done ever since being elected to office, I ask all of you without regard to party to join together and defend democracy. Remember your oath of office of defending against all threats, foreign and domestic.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Because I would have to say that the threat to democracy is a Joe Biden. Okay? That's the biggest threat to democracy. That's the traitor. He's a fucking traitor. And he stands up and they boast and brag and throw charges at their political, you know, adversaries, their political competition, like the 90 some charges that Donald Trump has right now. They can't beat Trump legitimately, so they have to cheat and they have to indict. And that's just the truth of it. And you can love or hate Donald Trump. You can think he's the greatest, or you can think he's the worst. I don't really care. But the truth is the truth. And they hate this guy. Okay. They absolutely hate Donald Trump. And every time they hate Donald Trump, it makes me like him more. And I don't know why, but I do. I like Donald Trump. And I probably will never stop liking Donald Trump. And I'm going to vote for him in 2024. And I've said that numerous times. I'm just repeating myself right now because I think sometimes people need to realize what happens if another Democrat gets in office. It's got to be worse than when if Donald Trump gets in office. Anywho, let's go ahead and take a look at the next video, and we're gonna look at another video of now. Um, this is where Marjorie Taylor Greene confronts Joe Biden about Laken Riley. Okay. And I'll go back to this video because it's more this video. And then she interrupts him during his speech. Which, if you're not familiar, Laken Riley is she is a University of Georgia, or was a University of Georgia student, okay, that was beaten to death, and I do believe raped by an illegal immigrant. Okay. Now, when George Floyd, the fentanyl addict, died, everybody wanted to exploit that story. Everybody wanted to mention George Floyd's name, mention his name, say his name, say it, say it, say it, or you're racist. Nobody said anything about Laken Riley. I think she was only like 19, 20, 21, somewhere around in there. I don't know. I've tried. I read about the story when it first came out, and it just annoyed me so much. I kind of distanced myself from it because the right will use it as a political ploy, and then the left will completely ignore it, and the border remains open. So I don't know, man. I've been cynical about some of this shit. It annoys me, and nothing's getting done. These people are all um traitor piece of shit, and that's just how I feel about it. And I don't know how else to explain it. But let's watch good old Marjorie Taylor Greene, which I don't care for her one way or the other, but I do want to watch what she says to Joe Biden because she's such a badass. So let's watch this video.
Right behind him, and I believe that's a hat that says "Make America Great Again."
A MAGA hat, and then there are buttons that we understand that some Republicans will be wearing. Talking about the border, the Biden border crisis.
Listen. Right behind him, and I believe that.
And she came out later and posted a video that said, say her name and all this shit. And which I agree with her. He should say her name. He should talk about it, but it makes him look bad. So he's not going to talk about that. People dying because of illegal aliens coming across the border. He ain't gonna fucking talk about that. He ain't gonna say her name. She's white too, so it really don't fucking matter. Now, if an illegal immigrant would have come across the border, killed a black man, or some shit like that, we'd probably be talking about it. That border would be fucking closed tomorrow. But man, she was a white girl. And the funny thing is most white girls her age that go to universities would probably fucking vote Democrat because they're dumb. Now, I'm not saying she's dumb, but I'm saying most people like that would probably vote Democrat. And it's just sad that this is where we're at in this country. Like, these people are ruthless, man. Instead of mentioning this girl's name and expressing some kind of sadness for the story, Joe Biden literally gets up on stage and makes an absolute ass of himself, doesn't mention her by name at all. Or I'm sorry, he mentions her by name, but he gets her name wrong. Like, dude, how the fuck do you get her name wrong? You had one job, bro. If you're gonna say something, at least get the name right, Joe. And what he said just doesn't make any sense. And maybe there's a longer context video out here that I need to like look at or look for or something. I don't know. But this just ain't it. I can tell you that. And it just looks really, really bad. And it looks like he just does not know what the fuck he's doing, which we all know that's pretty much true.
Not really. I
So as you hear in the crowd, you have Marjorie Taylor Greene also yelling, she's yelling during his speech, hey, say her name, Laken Riley. Laken, not any other name, Laken. Let's see what Joe Biden does here.
Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed.
He got it wrong. Lincoln. No, it's not. It's not Abe Lincoln, Joe. It's not Abe Lincoln. Laken Riley. So apparently the Democrats invited her family to the State of the Union address or the State of the Union speech here, and they declined. Now, does that automatically make them right wing? Oh, yeah. Fuck the Democrats. See, they're right wing. No, it just makes them like they're grieving. They probably don't want to be exploited by politicians. I understand. Okay. Joe Biden messing that girl's name up should be blasted all over the mainstream media today since the speech happened last night, and you will not hear anything about it. You won't hear shit unless they're, conservative or right wing. Then you might hear something about it. Okay. You're not going to hear nothing else about it.
Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. That's right. But how many of thousands of people being killed by illegals?
Joe, that's the fucking point, bro. How many people are getting killed by illegals? I don't know. You better do some fucking research, you old prick. And the thing is what you find out today is when you open up Twitter, you don't see Democrats like going, that Laken Riley, she really deserved better. We need to focus on shutting down the border wall. Nah, they're all pissed off because Joe said the word illegal. Okay? Illegal. That's what they're pissed off about. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't, also acknowledge this girl and say, "Hey, Joe, you shouldn't say illegal." No, you gotta fucking virtue signal like the biggest piece of fucking shit in the world, and you gotta post it all over Twitter because you're a fucking retard. This family's grieving. This girl is dead. This dude should have been shipped back to Mexico, okay? Because he had prior convictions in New York City, and they let him out. And I can't remember what it was. I'm not gonna sit here and make shit up. But the story overall pisses me off so much. I didn't really want to look at it anymore because I'm so sick of the American people suffering. And it's to the point where I have just gotten to the point where neither side really gives a fuck about us. Okay? They don't. They do not care about us. And it makes it hard to be like, yeah, see, the right was right on this side. The right, Republicans were right. Okay, man, they might get something right every once in a while, but fuck, dude. Like, they're the most they've had control of the House and have done nothing. Nothing. And it pisses me off. So it's crazy. I don't want to keep focusing on this video, but I'll take it back a little bit. We'll finish it up and we'll move on.
How many of the thousands of people being killed by illegals? To her parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself. I understand. Not.
Once again, talking about Beau Biden that nobody gives a fuck about. Beau Biden didn't die in Iraq. He died from cancer from being over in Iraq. True. Okay. But he didn't die in Iraq. And many times Joe has told that story. My son, Beau, died in Iraq. Those words have come out of his mouth numerous times and they're lies. And then anytime anybody dies, he goes, "Oh, I know grief. I had a kid die." And it's like, okay, dude, we understand that. We know that. But these people don't care. Their kid just died because of your open border policies, because your lack of leadership and authority to close the border. You lack it, dude. You won't do it. You will not close the border, and people know it. And people who are smart are going to fucking vote you out of office in November. I am hoping enough people wake up to the fact that you are an absolute fucking disaster. So, there's a couple more videos on here I want to go over. And I'm kind of just scrolling through. I don't, you know how we roll. This is Twitter, okay? This is me just kind of making a video. I'll probably take some stuff out because I just want to make sure instead of going live, I kind of wanted to have the opportunity to like edit and stuff like that. So in case I say something too crazy. All right, so Marjorie Taylor Greene calls out Joe Biden. Okay, we already seen that. So we talked about the border. We talked about Lake and Riley and Joe Biden attacking January 6th, attacking Trump supporters. So let's hear what Alex Jones and now I don't know if this was this might have been like a couple weeks ago or something, but this is good stuff about Lake and Riley and what's been going on the border. So let's take a listen to this.
Why do they lie so much? They think we're dumb or what's going on?
Yeah.
They want to tell so many lies that you don't have time to counter them all. Because it would take 5 hours to counter all that. I mean,
I gave up in my note taking.
Yeah, everything was a lie. And I mean, the biggest one was like, yeah, this woman got killed by illegal alien. We're trying to stop that. I want to shut down the border. He said, when I win, immediately surge the border. And then they had the big NGOs, the State Department that funds the UN NGOs, have all the illegals come up here. They have UN camps in South America and Central America and in Mexico. And he's running it all. He says, come here. They show up by the thousands in Biden shirts. So he's like, I'm so sad the illegal aliens are killing you. And many of them are convicted felons, a large portion. And then he's acting dumb and saying, oh, no, I'm really sad. Illegal aliens are raping and murdering citizens. So just that little window there, he's playing the good cop to his own globalist policies. Everything that the State Department, the Victoria Nuland's won. And you're absolutely right. First, he comes out and says Trump is Hitler. And then he moves on to Ukraine. So it's not about the dying cities, it's not about the fentanyl and the needles, the illegal aliens everywhere, and the homeless everywhere. It's all about Ukraine because that's their big model to distract us and also launder money. So this is a very, very dangerous moment for America.
Yep. So, he talked about Ukraine, he talked about Israel, he talked about Gaza. The funny thing is, okay, so Israel, they're one of our allies, okay? So Israel is one of our allies and we support our government supports Israel. Israel is bombing the shit out of Gaza, has killed a bunch of civilians, has pretty much wiped that place off the fucking map. Okay. And all of a sudden Joe starts talking about wanting to build like a port or like a place of entry where they can drop off aid to the people in Gaza. Okay. So you support Israel dropping all the bombs, but you want to make sure the people get aid. Like, I don't know. What side are you on? Because I mean, I feel like this is just my opinion. Okay. I feel like we should be on neither fucking side. Neither side. And I said it, and I'll say it again. I don't give a shit about either one of these countries. I don't. Gaza, Israel, Ukraine, Russia, China, Taiwan, me give no fucks. Okay? I just don't. I don't care. I care about my children, this country, our future generations, and restoring dignity to this country, restoring morality to this country, to restoring family and faith to this country. That's what I care about. And I believe that's why I get so passionate sometimes. I get so passionate because I just don't want to give up, but it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. And they get you right where they want you in despair. Okay. You turn on Twitter. I turn on Twitter sometimes first thing in the morning. And it's a bad fucking idea. Okay. Because it just pisses me off. And it's just crazy. Like I don't know what to say. Like that your country or your government hates you. They absolutely hate you. So let's take a look at some of the effects
Why do they?
of Bidenomics. Okay. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Before we move on to Bidenomics, let's talk about the GOP's response from last night. Now, this girl is getting absolutely blasted all over Twitter today and maybe other social media areas. And a lot of Republicans and a lot of conservatives and all these trad red pill people are going to like completely trash this woman. Okay. The speech was cringy. It didn't make really good sense. Like it made sense, but it was like very, grifty. It was like just really weird and cringy. That's about the only way I can explain it. But does the message resonate with normal Republican voters that don't think like me? And the answer is probably yes. There are white suburban women out there that this message resonates with. So on the right, really need to quit being like the fucking gatekeepers of what kind of content comes out because not everybody thinks as radically as we do. Okay. And that's something that I have to accept. It's like, oh man, that was the softest ass message I've ever heard. Well, maybe it was supposed to be that way, dude. Maybe it wasn't appealing to you. Maybe it just wasn't the message you needed to hear. Find somebody else that relates more to you. And I understand it's the fucking GOP. Okay. It stands for grand old people. Okay. That's what it stands for. Just a bunch of fucking old people. No, I'm just kidding. It stands for something like that. And when I found out what it stood for, I think it stands for gay old people. But that's just me. No, but let's take a listen to what she had to say. I thought it was cringy, but was it really that bad? And if it was that bad, then maybe it just wasn't for you.
So now it's our turn, our moment to stand up and prove ourselves worthy of protecting the American dream. Together, we can reawaken the heroic spirit of a great nation. Because America, we don't just have a rendezvous with destiny. We take destiny's hand and we lead it. Our future starts around.
We take Destiny's hand and we smash that shit because we Americans are just I mean, here lately, we just been fucking shit up. Hey, you want to be totally honest? Like, that's what we've been doing. Taking the hand of destiny and smashing it into millions of pieces.
On kitchen tables just like this, with moms and dads just like you. And you are why I believe with every fiber of my being that despite the current state of our union, our best days are still ahead. May God bless you, and may God continue to bless these United States of America.
All right, so you can see it was cringy. Okay, it looked like she took like very bad acting classes. Is the message gonna resonate to the more radical group of right wing people? No. Okay, but there are white suburban women and men out there that don't like that message. And maybe that was for them. And I believe that the party needs to change and uh, needs to be a little bit more radical, you know, instead of sitting back and waiting for the Democrats to fuck us over. That's how I feel about it. But in all actuality, this message resonates with somebody. And if anybody, it's the boomers, and the boomers they're the boomers. You're not fucking changing them. Okay. You're not changing them. They're going to believe how they believe. They're going to believe that, in the good old, good old system, they don't want to admit that the system's fucked up and that Republicans really hate you. And they don't want to believe in that stuff. They think it's right versus left. And sometimes I'm still tricked on that. It's not right versus left. It's us versus them. People just don't realize it yet. And I think that's what it is. People just don't realize it yet. It's us versus them. Fuck them. All right. I've been having a blast. All right. I think it's time to check out some Bidenomics videos, and then we're just going to go ahead and wrap this shit up. So let's go back, and um, we're going to go back and watch some Bidenomics videos. And Bidenomics, for people who don't understand, that's what Joe Biden claims is making the American comeback. Okay, like we're making the American comeback. Oh, whoops! Shut up! I don't want to hear you again. All right, so let me see if I can find it here. Here we go. Here we go. And this is now. Did she vote Democrat? I don't know. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if she did or not. But let's just play make believe. She probably voted Democrat. All right. And she's realizing that shit is fucked up now. And that Bidenomics is actually killing this fucking country. So let's see what she has to say.
We cannot keep doing this. My husband and I got a notice yesterday that our mortgage payment is going up almost $200 between taxes and insurance. On top of that, my car insurance has gone up. My health insurance has gone up with less coverage. My health insurance now barely covers anything, but the premiums are higher. And daycare costs, insane. Daycare cost.
Bidenomics for you boys. Insurance premiums going up. My car insurance went up. Now I did switch health insurance, with my new job or whatever, but I mean, I'm sure that shit would have went up too. Health insurance went up. So I mean, it would have went up. What was the other one? Oh, auto insurance. My house insurance went up. Yeah, oh yeah, that shit went up too. Let's see.
I know colleges that are cheaper than daycare. My college degree costs the same as what I would pay for my daughter to go to daycare for 1 year. And I don't send her to a fancy daycare. That's insane to me. And then on top,
It is insane. But my question to you is, and it's not to be rude, I don't want to be rude today. Catch me on a different day and I might be rude. But can you, you're sharing your thoughts and your opinions and you're putting it out there and you can tell you're in some despair. You can see it in your eyes. It might be a little drama in there too. But my question is, can you connect the dots? What changed? What changed? Why are you having all of these issues with everything going up? Gotta be able to connect the dots.
of everything, I used to be able to go grocery shopping. I kid you not, $100 every other week. I would make it stretch and we would go grocery shopping and I would spend maybe $200, $300, $400 a month on groceries. I probably cannot get out of the store for less than $120 a week now. And that is with me being frugal. I do not know what to do.
And my wife is the same way. Like when Trump was in office, she could go to the grocery store, spend 75, maybe $75 a week and feed a family of 6. You can't fucking do that now. She's spending 150 every time she goes. And I think she had to budget more and now there's weeks where she does 100, but man, that's tight. She's buying just enough to provide meals for the week. That's not counting any kind of like snacks the kids might want or anything extra. That's a bare minimum, $100 a week. All right. So she is starting to see and have the effects of that. And I just wonder if she can put all the pieces together and figure out what happened.
$200, $300, $400 a month on groceries. I probably cannot get out of the store for less than $120 a week now. And that is with me being frugal. I do not know what to do anymore because it's getting to the point where if things keep going up, I genuinely am not going to have money to pay the bills that I have, let alone to pay for food, to pay for clothing, to pay for necessities to get by, like just toiletries. This is just for household bills. I'm almost at the point where I don't know how people make it on one income alone because my husband and I are both working and we are getting by. I don't know how people are doing it now.
Well, to answer your question, some people aren't making it. Some people just aren't able to do it and they're going into a shit ton of debt. I mean, if you don't have a good job, like as a man that pays really well, or if you don't have two incomes that make decent money, yeah, you're fucked. Yeah, you're screwed. And you got to qualify for all the food assistance with like food stamps or whatever. Yeah, you gotta qualify for that. And if you make any kind of like decent money, you're not going to qualify. If both you and your husband are working, you're not going to qualify. Those illegal immigrants coming across the fucking border, though, boy. Oh, they qualify. They need our help. Not you, though. Not you. You sit your ass down. You don't, no, you don't need no help. I'll go to the illegal immigrants. They take priority. I don't know where that came from, but they take priority over you. So good luck. Good luck. Good luck. All right, so this one's just kind of funny. I mean, it's another Bidenomics one, but it's more funny than anything because this thing is having a complete meltdown, bro. Complete meltdown. I apologize for the voice because it's freaking terrible.
No, because fuck you, America, for making me pay or for making me work 4 fucking jobs, 4 jobs while I'm in college in rural fucking Tennessee and I can barely pay my own fucking rent and 21 credit hours next semester.
Good Lord. Could you imagine being in a relationship with this thing? All this fucking screeching. Dude, this is real life. What more you want? You decided to go to college. Okay? You decided to go get a degree. And here I am. I I went to college for a little while. I had some college debt I had to pay off. Never got a degree. Making damn good money. Okay? But I'm the fucking retard. And you're considered smart. I don't know. I don't know. I don't find pleasure in this, okay? I don't. But equality is a bitch. You want to be equal? Mm, you got it. Here you go. You don't need a man, you boss babe. You boss bitch. Mm. Oh, Kyle, you're a dick. I don't care. I don't care. Because women have been fed a whole basket of fucking lies and they refuse to admit it. You want to know why? Because women never admit when they're wrong. And this woman just can't admit that she was wrong. That going to college, being a boss bitch, being an independent woman was maybe the wrong idea because Bidenomics is absolutely fucking crushing her. Crushing her. Ah. And then she blames it on America. Don't blame it on America. Don't blame it on America. Better fucking blame that shit on Joe Biden. But nah, you're probably a liberal and you'll vote for him again.
Graduate early even though taking 21 credit hours next semester.
Oh,
It's not
I'm not putting you guys through that shit again. All right. So I'm not gonna put you through that again. That was a little rough. All right. And then I got one more video I want to watch. I want to try to squeeze this one in here because I keep asking myself, like, why am I voting for Donald J. Trump? Okay. Why am I voting for Trump? And I just can't quite figure it out. Okay. Until I seen this video. And I'm like, this is exactly why I'm voting for this guy. Thanks for the fucking reminder, you gay bull dyke lesbian. So I really appreciate this. I'm not sure if this is a lesbian or not. Trans, non-binary, whatever the fuck they call themselves. Anywho, let's check out what this person has to say. Because I was confused. Like, I couldn't figure because I'm too stupid to figure out why I'm voting for Trump. So I seen this video today and I'm like, well, before I watched the video, I'm like, man, maybe I should vote Democrat. Maybe I'm not a Trump supporter. And then I watched this video and I was like, nah.
And here are the first 15 promises he has made if he is reelected. You may have heard of Project 2025, but this is from Agenda 47, and you can read all of these on his website. First, he promises that he will carry out the largest domestic deportation operation in history. He will
Bam.
also ask for the death sentence for anyone convicted of human trafficking.
Bam.
He will close the Department of Education and return all education standards to the states to decide.
Bam. Where's the fucking problem already? Let's go.
He will put prayer back into school and he will criminalize any race-based advantage programs.
Bam. Love it. Love it. It should be based on merit, not based on your skin color for anything in this country.
He will end the Affordable Care Act. He will ban
I like that.
gender affirming care for adults and children, and
okay, let's fucking go.
He will ban any federal dollars from going towards gender affirming care.
Oh, here it is.
Which means anyone with government provided health care will no longer be able to access gender affirming care except for Viagra and Cialis. Those will still be available.
We got to
He will
populate
propose
this. We got to continue populating this world, baby. Let's go. This is the fucking best campaign ad video I've ever seen for Donald Trump. Since he's back from 2015, dude. This is fucking great. Great campaign video.
Constitutional amendment that gives a term limit to Congress.
All right. Good.
He will deploy the Department of Justice to investigate the Biden crime family and any of his adversaries or political rivals.
Let's go.
He will immediately pardon all of the January 6thers, and he will create a task force to investigate anyone who arrested, charged, or imprisoned a January 6er. He will
Should have happened a long time ago, but that's long fucking overdue. Let's fucking go.
increase the penalties for underage criminal offenders, strengthen immunity for police officers, and deploy the National Guard to patrol woke cities.
About damn time. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get this shit under wraps. All right. This whole woke, the whole woke. If you go woke, you go broke. Well, if you go woke, you get choked, bro. Like, let's bring chokeholds back. Start choking these people out in the streets. Let's take over these liberal shithole cities. Fuck them. What are they going to do? Nothing.
On day one, he will reassess our participation in NATO and says that every European country needs to pay the United States for protection.
I have failed to see one negative yet.
He will also restore the wonderful travel ban for Muslims coming to America.
Fuck Muslims.
He will build freedom cities. This is 10 new cities built on federal land. He will award them to areas with the best development proposals, and he will prioritize moving young families to these freedom cities.
I'm not going to comment on this, but it sounds good, dude.
He will kill all e-vehicles and e-vehicle legislation, seeking to replace that with the development of a flying car. He believes that we could create a car that vertically takes off.
That'd be sweet. If anybody can do it, it's Donald Trump. It's Donald Trump, man. You know, he just came out with them fucking gold high top tennis shoes. You think he can't put a flying car together? I don't know. I ain't heard one lie yet.
He will remove all of the limits on American natural gas exports and drill baby drill for oil domestically. He will
There we go.
impose a tariff of up to 60% on Chinese imports. He will
Fuck China.
extend the 2017 tax cuts and drop the corporate tax rate from 21% to 15%.
As it should be. Okay. Because as the corporations make money, you make money, the prices of goods go down. Okay. Because big corporations don't have to spend more money to cover, you know, basic needs or the workers' needs, or, you know, their taxes go down. Economy gets better. I mean, it happens every time. Every time they raise the corporate tax in America, the economy gets all fucked up.
He will push Congress to pass legislation that would give every American the right to concealed carry anywhere at any time.
That's fucking good. Have you seen the crime rates lately?
And he will revoke any gun restrictions or legislation that seeks to inhibit people's ability to own guns that's been passed in the last several years. He will demand that Europe pay back all the money we gave Ukraine, and then he will use all of that money to recruit for the American military. And he will.
This is all. I mean, I haven't seen one thing that says, "Oh my god, that's terrible." I haven't heard one thing. Maybe the flying car thing. Okay, that might not be achievable. All the rest of it sounds pretty fucking good.
Will take billions and billions of dollars from private university endowments by taxing, fining, and suing the universities. He specifically names Harvard in this one. And then he will use that money.
Fuck Harvard. Fucking liberal shitbag.
To create the American Academy. It is a free online college that will be free of wokeness that he will force employers to recognize as a bachelor's degree equivalent. So that's Agenda 47.
I don't know. Agenda 47 sounds pretty badass to me. And, you know, but what do I know? Let the people decide. But Trump didn't even have to pay for that campaign ad. He should say, hey, you know what? We don't need to run campaigns. We don't need to come up with a new campaign ad. Okay? Find that little woke butch lesbian, find her TikTok, and share the shit out of that video. Like, that's all the campaign ads we need. Fucking Oh, that was fun. That was fun. Hopefully she makes more campaign videos. Because I'm like, damn, dude. Like when I was listening to it, and I know a lot of people on Twitter were the same way. They're like, that's good. That sounds good. Yeah. Oh, but anywho, that's all the videos I have to share today. That's all I really want to talk about today. I honestly can't wait for another Trump presidency. If they let him become president again, it'll probably be the last good 4 years of this country. Okay. Hopefully he just doesn't fall for the whole COVID-19 pandemic again, because that was absolutely brutal and he's still recovering from that bullshit. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. I'm going to wrap this shit up. It's been an hour. I've been talking for an hour. All right. Some of this stuff will get edited out, though. All right. I can't go too hard. I'm just kidding. I'll be back to live streams next week. I'm going to go back to live streams. The only reason I didn't do a live stream last night, which, last night was Thursday. The only reason I didn't do one is because I had a bad day. All right. And it wasn't like bad day to where I was like, pissed, like seriously low level pissed off or high level pissed off. It was just my kids weren't listening to me. My dogs weren't listening to me. You got this little crazy ass puppy running around, and me and my wife were just both extremely tired. And I'm like, my patience level was very low. So I will be back next week to do some live streams. So hold on to your tits. It's coming. And you know what? Before I jump off here, get off my fucking back. All right. Quit making me do live streams. I'm so sick of it, dude. I'm not your slave. All right. I'm not just going to do live streams whenever you want me to. All right. Oh, anyway, it was fun hanging out with you. I hope you have a blessed evening. God bless your family. God bless the United States of America. And I'm signing out.